definitely got god sister and sister-in-law confused for a hot second.
That's all good. You know how black people are, man. It's
Yeah,
all family.
it's
Yo,
all
everybody
good.
your cousin. Number one to
Oh,
start
bro. Bro, I don't be knowing who my cousin for real anymore. I be like, yeah, if you say so. Close enough.
Facts. Shout out to everybody that's up in here, man. Listen, Quintendo, we see you.
You know,
We are
Quintendo Fire, what
actually
up, bro?
2 minutes early today. Come on, man.
Dope.
Told you, bro. Together we got the combined responsibility of a 22-year-old now. It only took a million years, but we got it. We got it together.
We were early on dropping a kit. We had everything together early. We started the podcast early.
Facts.
Come on, man.
Facts, bro. So happy Ben Trappin Day.
Yes, sir. Ben Trappin 6, guys, is out. Me and Oracle laced this kit. When I say it's fire, it's fire. The reviews has been super great.
Yeah. Even though it's only been out for a few hours, man, that shit is selling like hotcakes. I'm not going to say too much about it right now, except for it's incredible, because I got the rest of the show to talk about how incredible this young kit is. So while we get everybody up in here, yes, sir, Quintendo, I see you with the lightning bolts. Man, yes, shout out to Beats Music. Beats Music, I was talking to him on the chat today. He told me he pulled to me this morning. He got up 4:30 a.m., got to the bag. You know what I'm saying? Start getting his entrepreneurialness together early this morning. You know, had a little early morning come up. It's not like having to come up before everybody wakes up. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I got to get on it.
Listen, some people say, waking up early, it's not really a big thing. Listen, it's the shit when you can wake up, accomplish something, and make a come up before the rest of the world wakes up. It gives you confidence for the rest of your day. I know I'm sounding like a Tony Robbins seminar right now, but listen, the rest of your day is going to be the shit if you can accomplish something meaningful before everybody wakes up. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I see the hearts. Somebody feel what I'm saying. I feel like a preacher. Hello, somebody.
Look to your neighbor.
Facts. Say neighbor.
I feel like I got to get a new iPhone. My joint is tweaking just a little bit.
Come on. They about to drop something.
Oh, yeah. It's like my joint, the charger is like finicky. It's like weird. All right. I think we good.
Drop something.
Oh, yo. God damn it.
Quick question while you get that together. Is it dead for hugging your neighbor in church?
Oh, yeah. It's a wrap.
Like, even post-pandemic, I'm like, nah, I think I'm cool.
But how else will you get the peppermints from the first lady? You know what I mean? That was the way. They used to slip you the little peppermint on the side. Like, there you go.
That's the fact. There you go, baby.
Peppermints was like drug transactions in church. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, my bro. You know what I mean? Dab it up. Keep it on low.
Don't shaking your hand.
Don't be wrestling that paper. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. However, I'm a grown-ass man now. And Sam's Club exists. So first lady, you out of here with your peppermints. About the peppermints I want. By the dozen, Slim.
Then you had the one that tried to give you the Werther's original. Like, get this out of here.
Oh, man, come on. I don't want no butterscotch.
Get this out here.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of 90s kids you got me pegged as.
But then they come through with the strawberry ones that nobody knows the brand.
Oh, yeah, now we popping.
Yeah. Them joints, yeah. I don't know, bro. They never had a commercial, but them joints are lit, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what that shit is in the middle of them either, but hey.
Is that Illicita?
Illicita, what up?
What up?
So listen.
Young Busy Works Beats, what up, bro?
Busy, what's happening? So Triz and I were having a slight dilemma. We need you all to help us.
Please.
We are trying to cop new gear. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to cop new gear. No, we don't need donations. What we need is suggestions on what to cop. We're in a situation, both of us want to throw a little bit of bread, reinvest back into the business, get some gear, but we kind of at a loss what to get. So, I know a nice group of people in here that might be able to help us out.
Please, something fun, because I'm over here looking at speakers. When I just bought some speakers, and nothing wrong with my speakers. I'm just like, I don't know what else to buy. I just need to buy something at this point.
Facts. Speakers are not fun.
Yeah.
Speakers aren't fun to buy. So listen, we're taking suggestions what to buy right here in the chat. Please help us out.
All right. And we're just talking. The only thing worse I feel like to buy than speakers are interfaces and hard drives. Those are the two most unfun things that you ever had to buy in life, bro.
Facts.
I hate buying hard drives because it's just like, bro, I just feel like not that you wasted money because it's a point to it. You need it, but it's just like so unfun. It's not like, ooh, extra storage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't flex. Can't flex your
Yeah.
storage. Yeah. We want something fun. So yeah, we're taking all types of suggestions. In the meantime, we have a question. Oh, also type your questions in the chat. We definitely want to know. So hold on, let me find this question because it was actually a good one, and both of us will have pretty good answers for this.
Let's go.
All right, what business books have you read, and what business podcasts do you listen to?
Oh boy,
someone's currently just getting into e-commerce, and they want to know.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna start it off, but I guess we can go back and forth a lot. I'm going to start off with a business book that I read that I talk about on the show all the time. It made all the difference for me, and that is Team of Teams.
Yes, sir.
Team of Teams. It's all about building a dope team and also how those teams interact with each other. Because if you're the person that's just doling out everything and everything rolls downhill, that could be slightly ineffective. Like if you're out the game for a minute, your teams have to be able to work together to keep things going. So Team of Teams, I believe, was written by General Stanley McChrystal. That's one business book I read. What you got, brother?
Chris Ducker, is it Virtual Freedom? That's a good one. And then it's crazy. I just bought this book last night. I haven't read it, but I was watching somebody and they talked about it, and they talked about this one key section, and it made me just go buy the book. So the book is called Detox, Declutter, Dominate. I ordered it. It'll be here Sunday. But basically they were talking about how people focus on tasks that's like worth $10 per hour, then it's $100 per hour task, $10,000. And so basically, if you want to be successful, you have to focus on the high level task and outsource the smaller task. And the way to do is talking about it the way they had it like listed out of these. If you're focused on this is like a $10 task. I was like, oh, I got to buy the book. So I copped immediately. And so yeah, check that out. From what I've seen, it looks like a great book. I've heard a lot of great stuff about it. So yeah, I'll keep y'all posted on that one.
I'm gonna have to ask you the title of that again later on, because I need to cop that myself. The title alone got me. So
oh yeah.
What was the first book again? Team of Teams.
Oh yeah. And I'm not. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, in any of the Russell Brunson books, I've learned a lot from those. Like, .com secrets if you're more in the e-com stuff. Expert secrets if you're trying to get your brand and your recognition on. Traffic secrets if you're trying to learn how to get in front of people. Right. Yeah. So it's just, I like the way depending on what stage you're in, they got a book for it. You know what I mean? So I would look into that and kind of see what you're trying to lean towards.
Yeah, bro. Russell be on it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give out another book, business book that I read. Young Gabe actually put me on. Shout out to Legion Gabe. He put me on to The One Thing. I forgot the author, but it's a pretty popular book. It's called The One Thing, and it's about just that, focusing on like the one thing that is going to make the difference. Because when you're doing something, there's a whole bunch of tasks and a whole bunch of steps. But like, what is the most important thing? And it gets you to, it's kind of like a super 80-20 type of focus. You learn how to zero in on what is really going to move the needle and how to focus on that and not be so bogged down with the extracurricular stuff.
I just wrote that down.
Yeah, Gabe put me onto that, man. Shout out to Gabe. And the second part of that question was, what business podcast do you listen to? My favorite business podcast that I'm listening to currently, I actually got from you. You put me on to it, and that's Perpetual Traffic.
Oh yeah, it is very nerdy. It's very high level marketing, but it's great. Dang, what else do I be listening to? I mean, Russell Brunson's podcast, I listen to that. Frank Kern podcast.
Yes, sir.
Trying to think. It's weird, man, because I feel like with those I go in phases. Like I used to be on Gary Vee super hard back in the day, and then I kind of moved towards like the Russells and the Frank Kerns, and so some of the ones I used to listen to, I mean, they're still great though. I just don't listen to them as much.
Yeah.
Or Earn Your Leisure, that's a good one. I mean, that's not. It's more about like finances, but we need all of those gems. We need all the monies. You know what I mean?
Facts. Illicita says we like nerdy. Yeah, that's a fact.
Facts.
So other podcast, like if you really if you like nerdy stuff, I listen to the automation podcast, and it's really about just anything automation, different software, teaching you how to make your life easier through automated software. That, and I listen to This Week in Tech all the time. It's not really a business podcast, but it keeps you up on what's going on in the tech world, what's going on in the crypto world, what Windows is doing, what Apple is doing, things is coming up. So those are like, I got business podcasts and I got other things that aren't necessarily business strategy podcasts, but they do relate, to things that are tied into the business.
And then, of course, we got the Ignorant Wild podcast, which are my favorite.
Oh, Slim. Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
I think we listen to more ignorant podcasts than anything.
Oh, I love it. That's all I want to listen to now. It's like I have to force myself. I'm like, all right, I'm going to listen to 2 business podcasts before I listen to this ignorant podcast. I got to learn something today.
That's a fact, man. You gotta get some fun in there, though. Yeah. You gotta keep it fun. But that was a good question. Did this person leave their name? No, they didn't. But that was a pretty fire question right there.
We'll see. So before we get to the gear, we'll see. What's up, Greets from Switzerland? Hey, shout out to Switzerland.
What's up, Switzerland?
Hey, I know you make it survive.
I heard your jails are quite comfortable.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, sir. Heard the jails are to die for.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, so we got some good suggestions on the gear. Someone asked, what is the purpose for the gear? I ain't gonna cap, bro. So he said, what's the sole purpose of the new gear? Beats, samples, packs, recording, mixing. I just want something new. It didn't even
keeping it simple.
Yeah, I just want something new. I used to, me and Oracle was talking about how like you used to have that like excitement to go to Guitar Center, like, I'm gonna buy something. I want this piece of equipment. Bro, I ain't had that feeling in so long, dog. I haven't wanted to buy nothing, and I hate it.
Facts. That's a good point. It's the fun. Because for me, I want something that's gonna inspire me to be creative and to make creative stuff. Not really so much a functional piece like we're talking about interfaces and speakers, like nothing like that. Like some creative something that's gonna just inspire me to make just some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
So Busy had a few suggestions. He said the UVI Falcon. That sound like something to go with Captain America. Sounds cool.
Points. No, it's fire. I have a lot of UVI stuff. It's actually my favorite plugin brand right now as far as instruments go. Yeah, I have some of Falcon, but I have like all of the like vintage model stuff. It's hundreds of those. I got that, and I think I want to say something like, shout out to Danger. Danger put me on with them. Shout out to Danger. Yeah. Yes, sir.
We'll see Cooper FX Arcade guitar pedal. That sounds fire.
Okay.
And then he says Voltage Modular. They all sound fire.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in the modular game, bro.
Yeah, I do enjoy it a little bit, but I feel you. It's a lot sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at it, but I'm just like, bro, it's just a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Have you tried the ward off? Is it ward off? It made me think of Flagrant 2 and ward off.
Funny. Yeah, the ward off, the people that made Blofeld and all that other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. I saw a couple other good ones. Hold on. I feel like somebody says the Mini Moog, the M1 MVP. I don't know what that is, but it sounds technical, so it might be fun.
Yeah, I'm learning. You could just throw a lot of nice consonants at me, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta check out. What you say? The RSX 550? Oh, hell yeah.
The XYZ pi square root 1.61. Okay, cool.
Facts. Cool. That's all I need.
Soundboard. Is the soundboard the theory board, or is it different?
It might be different.
Okay.
Yeah, that theory board, it looks cool, but every time I see it, I just think of using it for everything except for what it's made for.
Facts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Young Ponzu says, "What up, UnQuantized fam? I'm running these streets, but want to say been Trappin 6 is fire. Hey, appreciate it, my brother.
Come on, man. Shout out to Young Ponzu.
Hey, Mad Scientist Inc. Is that okay? Is that Hive or is that Mad Scientist? Mad Scientist. You know what I'm talking about, Oracle?
I have no idea.
Okay, yeah.
I'm as confused as everybody.
Oh, because it's a producer named Mad Scientist. Incredible. He's you know his brother, man. What's his brother name? He would be over there with Polo and them too. You know his brother, but Mad Scientist is incredible. All of them are like cold.
Oh shit!
I'll think of his brother's name before the end of it.
Yeah, let me know. Shout out. Beats Music said he listened to a little bit of the new Khaled album. Just Jay and Nas song on there. I didn't know.
Yeah, Abrams said Jay-Z and Nas out on the same day again. Just had to throw that out.
Listen, it's never gonna stop. It ain't gonna ever stop, bro. That's been for over a decade. And I think that's being generous with the time.
Yeah, that's wild. I haven't heard Khaled's joint yet, but I'm gonna check it out. I just know there's a lot of records on there just like mad old, like the Pop Star and there's something else. You know how they do, they put the older records so you can carry the singles so the sales is higher, you know, the record label.
Yeah. I don't like that. I never liked that even back in the day. Like if a single was crazy on the radio and I heard it all the time and I bought the album, I never listened to the single again. Ever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. DJ Watson says, "Do we get Ben Trappin if we already have the total bundle?" No, he said probably not, but it's worth the ask.
Yeah, no, because we update every time some new drops. We have to update the total bundle and all the pricing and all that stuff, and it's a whole thing. So sorry guys.
Yeah.
Because if not, we
gotta
everybody would stay wishful.
Listen, man.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. The reason I asked because I'm back making more soulful house, so my mindset is more analog than digital. No, I'm not mad at that.
It's good to switch back and forth. I'm currently working on a real dedicated DAW-less setup. I have all the stuff. It's actually all in the same area, but it gets back to what we were talking about earlier. To make the setup work, I have to buy new monitors. Not really trying to buy new monitors just because it's not a fun purchase, but I might have to go back and get some. And I might get another pair of these Personas joints that I got because they are fire, bro.
Oh yeah. Fire. How do you feel about the old school TR-808?
I think it's dope. I mean, the TR-808 just is a legendary machine, and it gave us the dominant sound in hip hop right now. I mean, everything is 808s. When you think of that, people think of 808 as the drum, and that's because that long sine wave drum came from the TR-808, and that's why we call it 808. Now it had a lot of other sounds and stuff in there too that's still used to this day, but just that long sub bass is what made it what it was. So I'm not a huge fan of those types of step sequencers. They're fun to work on, but I wouldn't sit and create a whole joint using step sequencers. But I respect the OG unit for sure.
I feel like some people are good with making music where they just sit and tinker around all day and it's just experiment until something cool happens, which I'm not mad at. It's just not how I work. It's just I'm all right, let's get this idea out. All right, this one don't work. All right, keep going to the next one. And I'm just trying to hurry up and go. And I feel like that step sequencer kind of style is more just experimental kind of for me.
Yeah, just press some shit.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of experimental, I know we got some folks in the chat, some questions to get to. But speaking of experimental, man, I want to shout out to Cole from Ableton, head of artist relations. I just got off a phone call with him. Mm-hmm. Always good to catch up with my guy. But of course, we were talking about Ableton 11 because we haven't talked since it came out. All right, if you don't use Ableton right now, this is where you pay attention and you tune in. Listen though, Ableton is super fire, but what I wanted to highlight, because I asked him what his favorite stuff was from it, and I told him what my favorite stuff was. And I think people are really sleeping on my favorite feature of it, which is the randomization knob on the macros. Listen, I mean the randomization button on the macros. And I think people are sleeping on, it's cool to you see the videos where people hook it up to an EQ and they map something to one frequency and map something, just map something 3 or 4 knobs to one plugin and they randomize it and it'll give you a cool sound. That's cool. But the way I use it and where I think more people would get a lot of use out of it is if you make an elaborate chain of effects. So say you got a reverb and a delay and a compressor and a filter and all this type of stuff in one chain. If you map all that stuff and group it and map it to one macro, you can sit and adjust all your parameters. And when you get a sound, you can save that as a variation. So now it's like a preset. So it's like you can link all these plugins together and just make one preset out of all of these plugins. So think about it. If you got a chain, they got like 5 of your go-to joints in there, like I do. And I'll just sit and tweak. Sometimes I hit randomize. It'll make a dope sound or just dope whatever. And I just save it as a variation. So now all of my macro groups have a whole bunch of like preset variations in it. So if you're sitting down and you got beat block, if you load up enough macros on enough tracks, man, you can just go through your variations. Because what I was telling him is when you get like sequences and things involved, you can make sequences, save a chain of sequences, and then just make presets out of those sequences. So now you can plug in a sound, plug in that rack, they got the sequences in it, go through your presets, your variations, and now you just got different patterns of sequences already playing without you having to make up anything.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, man. So Ableton 11, man. If you don't know, do it.
Let's see. OTT or stock plugins in Ableton ? Is it? I feel like it does come with it. Just comes with it. Yeah.
It does.
I couldn't remember if it is with the entry level one. You know how there's certain plugins that it's like once you get a higher version, it unlocks like this, what's the sampler versus simpler or whatever.
Right.
So I don't know if OTT is in there, but
I think it should be in there. Now, what version it appears in, I don't know if it's in the light. It might be in the standard, but for sure it's in the suite.
Oh yeah.
But Ableton stock plugins for the win all the time. If you can use an Ableton stock plugin or a stock plugin from whatever DAW you use versus using a third party, I always say go with the stock. It's going to save you on CPU. Only thing you're missing most of the time is like pretty graphics and all that type of stuff. But if you like me, you're gonna map your most important parameters to a macro anyway and keep it minimized and not even have to deal with opening plugins and all that.
Swag.
Yes, indeed.
DJ 912, what up, bro? He says, how do you figure out what VSTs you need to purchase?
That's a good question because I'm that's another thing I need to know. What VSTs do I need to purchase as well? Bro, I would think about the sound or think about what you want to create and just take inventory of what's missing or listen to current songs, old songs, whatever flavor you're going for, see what types of sounds are involved in those songs, and then just see what VSTs will have those types of sounds and go ahead and cop and be on the lookout for like sales and holidays and stuff like that. But if you ever need to pass some time, looking up VST reviews and VST instrument reviews on YouTube, one of my favorite ways to pass the time.
I'm in a phase where I'm like, only thing I want is effect stuff because it's like, bro, once you get, I'm just contact. My contacts maxed out. Omnisphere is maxed out. Like I got so many sounds now that it's like buying new VSTs is like basically I'm buying the same sounds over and over again. So it's like I want stuff that's gonna affect it to make different sounds for the most part. I mean, every once in a while, like I bought my best friend Jacob's joint.
Facts.
I bought anybody that I see that's in the community and I'm trying to support the vibe, like, I'll buy
Drip,
those.
You bought Drip?
Oh, yeah, Kyle. That joint is fire. I'm not mad at Drip at all.
That shit is fire.
I use
a lot of running jokes on it. It's fire. Yeah.
Bro, I use that joint a lot. And then Swivel stuff. Been using that 100%. A lot. Yeah.
Shout out to Swivel.
I mean, that's been kind of the vibe. Like the more, I don't want to say like niche, but like the smaller developers dropping plugins, to me, those have been super fire lately.
Yeah. If it's anybody in here that has a SP404 or SP303, let me know in the chat. Yeah. But that's a good question too, because I actually want some new VST instruments. Just some stuff that I'm probably sleeping on. I think I might actually be in the market for more contact libraries than VST instruments.
Man, that's facts.
Yeah, so like, because with VST instruments, people know about them, but with contact libraries, it's so many of them that most of them are sleepers anyway.
Right. Anonymous Premium said it's the same song. Well, I mean, but here's the thing though. You gotta think. Every time Nas drops, somehow Jay-Z is involved the same day. Even though they're on the same song, it's still it hasn't failed yet.
That's a fact.
That is
like,
weird.
not what I mean. I think Jay-Z got like 6 songs in the tuck just in case Nas try to
the break in case of emergency joints like the cartoons.
Give me the Nas case. I heard he's coming
Yeah.
out Saturday. We want to be ready.
Guru, open up the hard drive.
Unleash the flutes.
And now I try to do one of them like Beyonce drops. He's like, nah.
Facts.
Nah, the label told me.
Yo, Nas tried to come out one time. Jay-Z was like, yo, I'm putting out a whole album with my wife.
Right.
Wow.
Take that.
Not just me this time. It's me and the biggest artist that we have currently in history. Yeah. Good luck with them numbers, son.
Let's see. Illucida says, I let another producer hold it. And then she called him out. Then she put the name. She tagged him in it. Come on.
Well, she with all the smoke. She just popped back up on the show and got smoke for everybody.
Let's see. DJ Watson says 2 clicks and it's ready. Man, I'm sick of seeing them YouTube ads. Hey, but I will marketing. Say, that's what I'm saying. You remember, that's marketing.
Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Samuel Griffin said he just bought Octave and cassette. Fire. Yeah. Which cassette did you buy? Is it the one from Waves Factory? If so, let me know. That's my favorite cassette plugin right now.
You know what? I don't think I had that one. I might have to cop that one.
No, that's my favorite. And I got a Sketch cassette. I got Magnetic. I got the regular Waves Kramer, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
The one by Waves Factory, not Waves, by Waves Factory. It's called cassette. That's my joint right there.
Factory cassette.
Yeah. Sandman said he also got the Rolling Cloud. I've been thinking about subscribing to that. And I'm still not super huge on subscription models with VSTs yet, but the Rolling Cloud, I would subscribe to it because they have all their legacy stuff and I already know what's in that. Like all the stuff from like the 1080, the 2080, old school DX7 type stuff. So I might subscribe to them.
DJ Watson had a question. He said, I got a question for y'all. How do you get feedback on your music from industry professionals when you're starting your brand from scratch? Like, what's a couple suggestions and approaches to that?
I would start with the basic thing is have something on your page or whatever platform you reach out to them on. I mean, maybe if it's email, that's a different story. But for instance, a lot of people want to reach out through Instagram, right?
And don't have
nothing on their page at all. So if the person may not respond to you, like you may be like, listen to my music, they might not respond to you, but they'll click on your page just to see if, not to be harsh, but if you're worth responding to or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's where I see people make the biggest mistake. It's just not having anything on their page, because when you ask for something and we ask somebody to check you out, what happens is not going to always be immediate direct conversation with you. It's going to be a lot of research because a lot of people do waste time. So you could be legit and dope, but so many unlegit and not dope people have hit this person up that you got to do a little background research. So make sure you stocked up on something that they can see.
Facts. Diego Ave, what up, bro?
Young Diego, come on, where that air horn at?
Let me borrow like 3 chord progressions.
There you go. And 4 hi-hats.
Yeah, it is 4.
I'll take some throwaway hats.
Heat Up 3, the GOAT. Hold on.
Hey.
What is it?
Shout out to the people that make Heat Up. I was talking to them for a while, like just talking to the head of the company, man. They're pretty good people, man. So I trust that Heat Up 3 is banging. I don't have it, but I trust that it's banging.
Oh, I'm copping right after. if it's fire like that, I'm copping.
They're one of those companies that you could tell by the name they base their stuff off of like current, what's trendy, what's current, and that's not a bad thing. I know. Shout out to damn. I'm gonna mess my man's name up. Over at Track Gods, though, they had a plugin that was like centered around current stuff. So yeah, shout out to the people that make Heat Up 3. Shout out to Illucida for having to smoke for DJ Fresh. DJ Fresh, you better return her 404, bro.
She said, like, yeah, I know where you at, where you stay.
Facts. Spacehead says he has a 404. Spacehead, have you ever, anybody with a 404 or 303, have you ever used Goodhertz Wolf Compressor 3?
Oh, so
Let me know. Because the thing is, that's another plugin that I really love, and it has a SP303 emulation on it. It's a compressor, but it's not like a regular compressor. It's meant to get wild. It's meant to add a whole bunch of character, and they have a preset that is supposed to emulate a 303 pretty much to the T. It has lo-fi on it. It has the wobble shit. It has all that on the compressor. It has compression, of course. It's really dope. So I want to get a 303 or a 404, but I need to know, because I want it strictly for the sounds, really, not really to make beats on, but more for the effects and the sound. But if the Goodhertz shit is holding me down and it's close enough, I may purchase something else instead of a 303 or a 404. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And shout out to Spacehead for buying some badges. Shout out to whoever just bought Young Big Trappin 6. Come on,
crazy.
Man. Let's go.
Crazy.
Let's go.
So let's talk about it real quick. Ben Trappin 6 just dropped UnOracle, Young Trizzle, man. Again, Ben Trappin's always one of the most popular ones. We always try to come with the wild box. This time we, got a little inspiration from
shout out to Young shout out to Young Trizzle. All that visual creativeness comes from Trizzle's side for sure.
Hey, come on, man. You know how we do. And then so it comes with melody loops, which are crazy. It comes with MIDI, crazy. Drums. You already know the drums is stupid.
Listen, but the most exciting part, I mean, it's all exciting, but the most exciting part is we did something different. It actually comes with a free ebook, the ultimate guide to music producer productivity, or the ultimate guide to producer productivity. Man, listen, first of all, bro, it's the first book. I'm gonna call it a book.
Yeah,
there's more than one page. It's a book. So this is the first book. Me and Trizzle collaborated. We actually wrote this ebook, and I went back and read it, and I'm like,
some gems in there.
I'm gonna jump out there and say this: if you are disciplined enough to immediately start exercising everything in that book today, your life will be totally different. Your music career will be totally different in a year. Your life will most likely be different within a year. That's not a whole bunch of cap, none of that. Really, when you get the ebook, check it out. It's some gems in it for sure.
Yeah. So, and the ebook is for the free SKU when you get Ben Trappin 6, man. So yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And y'all probably gonna hear us talk about it more. It's gotta happen, guys. It's gotta happen.
Oh yeah. Here all week.
Thoughts on using a dynamic EQ as a de-esser, where it's realistic?
Yeah, that's getting into the weeds type of thing.
Yeah, I just know what sounds good and what don't, and that one I would get realistic. If when realistic pops in, we'll ask him, he'll give you. Or if Diego is still in here,
that's a fact.
Diego be tricking people because people think he'll produce. Diego is like a world-class engineer, and nobody knows.
Right. RJ, Prentice, thank you. RJ Knox, thank you so much, bro. I knew somebody named Ajane, and that's the name that kept coming to my mind. RJ Knox and those guys over at Track Guys. Shout out to him. He was on the panel with us. Yeah, remember he was on the panel with us at Busy's joint.
Wait, okay. Is that the same one to be with Beats Music, or are I getting somebody else confused?
No, somebody else. But he was on the panel.
I know exactly what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, how can I get my man's name wrong? Shout out to RJ.
Okay. I ain't even put two and two together. I forgot that's where he was from.
Facts.
Labs from Spitfire is a monster and it's free. Yo, Labs makes some dope plugins.
Yeah.
And for the free ski. A lot of good stuff.
Man. Speaking of Spitfire, there's a contact library called Spitfire that it's kind of dope, bro. It got some dope like pads and piano sounds. Like they're super modern. It's just a dope library. I think it's a sleeper if people know about it.
So Beat said RJ is my guy, same dude. So bro, I never put two and two together. That's crazy. I just associate that name with Beats Music and didn't realize that that's the same guy I met before.
Yeah, and like I said, I've talked to RJ enough to where I'm mad that I blanked on his name like that. But yeah, man. Once again, shout out to them for sure.
Oh, that's fire. I had
Listen,
I'm tripping.
Spacehead said the effects are fire on the 404. Man, I'm with it.
Mm.
Only the Funk said that sketch cassette is hard too. Sketch cassette is hard. It's not as hard as cassette by Waves Factory though.
Gotcha.
Because I really like sketch cassette too.
Let's see what we got in the news. DJ Khaled album drop. We talked about that.
I gotta check that out.
Apple Music launches new charts that ranks top songs in 100 different cities. Because that's pretty interesting. So you can kind of, I just know Atlanta is going to be like Future, Gucci, Young Thug.
You already know.
You already know what we about out here. But that's pretty cool though. Because I will say, I love the Bay music, but I'm ignorant on the Bay music. But when I hear it, I love it. So it's pretty cool that I could go and see, like hear what's going on there. Because I feel like the West Coast radio and then Atlanta radio is so different. You know what I mean? Like I go to the West Coast, I be hearing songs that I've never heard. And then everybody's like, you never heard this song? They play it all day. But in Atlanta, it's like, this is never getting played out there. So I think that's actually pretty fire feature.
Yeah. Atlanta is trapped up, bro.
Oh, bro.
The radio is going to be super Atlanta. And
or
even the news, our news is trapped up. You're gonna hear trap on the news. The reporter's gonna be talking about new trap songs. Yeah. So it's like you said, it's cool to know what's happening in other places, though.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty fire. Hasbro sells E1 music to investment firm for $385 million.
Yeah, Lord. That's been going on for a minute.
Yeah, that's wild. The Hasbro owned Death Row. So Mr. Potato Head.
That's what Suge Knight got his haircut from. He's like, yo, give me what the potato got.
I still, you know what? I really need to do more research on why. I mean, I get why they sold the company, but just like the publishing thing and why everybody's selling their catalogs and what's the thinking. I'm sure it's got to be some articles about this now, but I'm interested.
Why? Because it's cool. Everyone knows what the people selling are getting, but the people that are buying, what is their game plan? That is the most interesting thing in the whole shit.
I guess it's kind of, I mean, it sounds terrible, but I feel like with art, it's like the value comes when someone passes, which is terrible. But like, that's a weird investment now. I think about it like that way. But I mean, yeah. All right, let's next subject.
Yeah. Well, Spacehead said he got two 404s. I don't even know why you got two 404s, but
so you were 808.
Hey, because it's about 1 808, man. Good.
Yeah.
1 808. You're straight, bro.
Okay, so have you seen this? I thought this was an interesting conversation, and I haven't read this all the way, but I just saw the skim of it. You get what I'm saying? So I guess Murder Beats had put on something that he was a songwriter for this song, and we see. Rap Star is currently on YouTube was only produced by, so I guess he's not even really listed as a producer on that. Murder isn't, but I mean, to me,
as a writer though.
Yeah, but to me that just sounds like I made a play. But basically, the artist is kind of going at him, you know, about saying he's a songwriter, which is. I feel like it's a common thing though that they refer to a producer as a songwriter a lot of times.
It is.
Yeah. Especially if it's like you made the play and you didn't really make it. This is like they just find a slot to put you there.
So, but did he jump out there and say like, yo, I'm a songwriter, or he say I have a songwriting credit on this song?
So I believe it was an article that came out on Billboard talking about that record, and it mentioned him as like songwriter. Murder Beats, and then
bro, I'm a writer on a few joints. Be honest with you, like me and Tech Beats did something, and a lot transpired. But anyway, we ended up as writers on the song, just to satisfy the business and you know what went wrong somewhere along the line in the business. But I mean, the writer's credit. To your point. It's often a place to stick people into the deal that has something to do with the deal, but maybe not like a necessarily a traditional role. Yeah, give them a writer's credit for sure. And if they say, "Hey, I got a writer's credit on this song," you can't hate.
So okay, I'm reading it now. Mm-hmm. So it's a remake of something. Hey, I'm not mad. If you remake my beat, dog, we produce it. That's our song.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
That's us. So if it go number one, that's us, shawty. That's like Jermaine Dupri just posted up what was it, the Summer Walker song? And I think she like sampled Usher. It's like, yeah, that's his song too. That's me. You know what I mean?
I'm all up in there. That's my DNA.
But I think the issue came when people say so I think Polo G is saying like, oh, Murder didn't help me write nothing, which is I get how some people could take it that way, but I think if you've been around, you kind of get like songwriter just means you were part of the song, not necessarily you wrote the song, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's a misunderstanding.
It is. Come on now.
I thought that was interesting because I've seen that happen before where people get upset like, oh, you didn't write it. And it's like, bro, I'm not trying to say.
Yeah. Like, nah, I had to get my credit somewhere.
Yeah.
Could put me on additional programming. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just need my credit somewhere on there.
He tweeted about it as well. Yeah, that's real. Hey, man. Yeah. Hey, go sample any of the songs I produce, but just know. I'll be like, hey, what we doing, shawty?
That's right.
What we doing?
Right. I'll give you a list of songs to sample.
Oh, yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do like, hey.
Yeah, now you're podding.
Now we podding.
Okay. I got a PSA type of thing here. So I think this is important for all producers to know. I've been talking to a lot of producers that don't quite yet have their own website. Mm-hmm. You know, they're dependent on third-party platforms and social media. Nothing wrong with that. Don't stop doing that. But as we always say, it's imperative to get you a website. And one of the reasons why it's imperative to get a website is because when you have a website, you can put all your dedicated stuff on there, and then you get an email list popping. An email list to me is more important than the website itself. And the reason for that is because your email list trumps your social media following any day. Because with any type of social media, you are on rented land. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't own anything. If they decide to go down today or tomorrow, shout out to whoever bought Ben Trappin 6. If they decide to go out of business today or tomorrow, then you're short and you have no way to contact your customers. So while a huge social media following or decent social media following may be the goal, it's definitely something to have. And it's an effective form of communication. Mm-hmm. Do not utilize that in place of a strong email list. And with a strong email list, in my opinion, comes with a website where you own it and all of your stuff is there, whether it's for commerce, communication, whatever it is. So just remember, your email list trumps your social media following any day.
Any day. Even with email being not as good as it used to be.
Right.
Even with that, because you could take that email, your list of email, and then upload it to Facebook and make an audience off of that. There's so many uses for that.
The data is amazing. Damn, I lost my train of thought because you said something that sparked me. Damn, what'd you just say? What'd you say again?
I was just talking about like email not being as good.
There it is. Yeah, email is not, it don't hit like it used to, but the dope thing about email is everyone you send it to gets it to some degree. Everyone you send it to is going to get that email. Whereas with social media, because email is not as good as it used to be, but social media is way less effective than it used to be in comparison to how less effective email is now. Because everybody here remembers the time where you put stuff on social media, everyone that followed you saw it. And now with the algorithms getting better for who, that's a whole nother conversation. But 10% of the people see it. Depending on the wording you use, 5%, 1% may see it. So with email maybe falling off from where it was years ago, it has not fallen off as much as social media has.
Yo, it's wild how the wording how you put certain words and they will like hinder your joint.
Facts.
Yo, me and Oracle been testing that out. And if you avoid certain words, it hits way different. You put like sale percentage in your joint, that joint ain't getting no reach.
Yeah. The word sale, the word buy. We got a whole thing. Yeah, a whole like list of stuff not to say and what to say.
Yeah, it's wild. So I mean, that's all stuff you gotta learn. But what is it? It's 7 price. I mean, I saw price. Somebody said it. 7 touch points to get most people to buy. Yes. So if you only focus on Instagram and that's the only way you got your people, then that's really only one, unless you're posting all the time about the same thing, which is going to get spammy and you're going to lose some people. Right. So having email and SMS and having ads, having all of the stuff working at the same time, which takes a little work to kind of get it all going. I would just pick one, learn how to do it, automate it, and then go to the next one. But once you kind of get a system for it, they all kind of work hand in hand.
Yep, that is a fact. That's a super fact. Yeah, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I think that's really important.
Okay, so which domain provider should we go with, GoDaddy or Namecheap? I use GoDaddy. I'm not even gonna cap.
I used to use GoDaddy and I switched to I use Bluehost now. Yeah. I don't even know why I switched. I forgot why I switched, but honestly, I think they're pretty much.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty much the same. Yeah. Let's see. Price is pretty good, and I use Wix for a host. It's pretty easy. I will say Wix is easy, but when it comes to selling stuff, it's not the greatest.
Yeah. Wix, like you said, has an easy setup. They have plugins, and they do have like some e-commerce stuff, but Wix is not really e-commerce focused.
Yeah.
So, and it may be cool to start out, but as you get more into e-commerce, maybe start selling stuff and increase your inventory or your product library, you're going to want to start doing certain things that you may have a little bit of difficulty doing on something like a Wix or just something that's not really e-commerce focused. That's why we use Shopify. Shopify it's built for e-commerce. And some people are like, well, I don't want to just sell stuff. And that's the beauty of Shopify. It's easy to sell stuff in a million different ways and do a million different tactics, but also everything else that you could do on any other platform, like, blogs and polls and all that stuff. Like Shopify has all of that too. Its focus is on e-commerce, but it does the rest of that stuff just as well as anything else. In some cases better, I'll be honest with you.
And look into Squarespace too. I feel like I like the designs of Squarespace better. To me, it looks better. I think it's a little more pricier than Wix, but to me it looks better. It's a little bit cleaner. Like, because I think my personal site is Squarespace, and then all the business stuff is like Shopify.
Nice.
Yeah. Just don't do WordPress. I hate WordPress, bro. With a passion.
Nah, WordPress.
That shit is stressful, dog.
I started on WordPress, and by started, I mean I did one thing wrong on it, and then quickly got Shopify. When I first started, when I first started the business, I was like, "Oh, I need a website." All I knew was WordPress. I got WordPress, bro. I did nothing on that joint. It was trash, but hey, it worked for the time,
Busy, do you still use WordPress? I know Busy was using it at 1.2.
Oh yeah,
I hate it, bro.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Yeah, Busy, let us know, please.
I hate it. We'll see. Yeah, I haven't really messed with any e-commerce yet. Man, I think it's one of the things, man. Try it out. Because here's the thing: when you start paying for something monthly, you're gonna figure out how to use it.
And you're gonna figure out how to get that bread.
You're gonna figure out how to make it worth your while.
Yeah, because after a couple months of that paying and you're not seeing no ROI, you're gonna be like, okay, what else do I need to get into?
Let's see. I want to get into sync and licensing. Any directional course you would recommend? I know about Song Trust as of now.
Well, I don't have any advice to give you on that. We've given generic advice on here before, but to point you in the right directions, I know Clint Music.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Clint Music, he's the guy, and I think Gummy Beats has a course too on sync as well.
And Oracle, we gotta try the guest thing. We gotta test that because I got my homie. I think he was in here earlier, actually. but he knows all about it. He's like the go-to guy. That's where I learned all my stuff. I mean, but it's been years, so I'm sure it's been some updates since I've done a lot of sync stuff. But I want to get him on. He says he's down. It's just getting the setup. Either we're gonna have to do it not live and then just put it on YouTube, or we're gonna have to test some stuff out. But either way, I think that would be a good episode.
Yeah, it just may not have a Instagram aspect to it.
Yeah, or we can just do it on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see. WordPress shorty, struggle city. Yo, I'm telling you.
Busy?
Yes. I'm telling you, WordPress, bro.
Yo, that shit is difficulty level 1,000.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
We'll see. Have either of you found a place that does merch with a quick turnaround for customers?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, the next suggestion was check out Printful, right? So
there it is. All right.
I don't want to go down this whole merch rant, but okay, real quick. So anytime you go to these sites like Printful, Printify, Custom Cats, any of those joints, right? Most of the time they're connected to like a Shopify Wix, and they do the delivery, they do the printing, they do everything for you.
Storing of the inventory.
You're just the middleman. You're just the person who sells it. The great thing is you can test stuff really quick, and you could like get out ideas and see what works. The bad thing is the margins are terrible. You're going to pay a lot for a shirt rather than if you got it printed, right? But here's the issue. If you get it printed in bulk, you're going to have to get at least, I'm guessing, maybe 150 to 200 shirts. So it's a chance that you're going to have 150, 200 shirts just sitting in your crib, not moving.
That's bad. Yeah.
So I would test first with Printful, see if the idea works. And then if you got something that's really working, then you could buy it in bulk and then make the profit. But the issue with buying in bulk also is you got to ship. And I don't know if y'all ever dealt with a business where you got to ship. My other business is I have to ship, and then the producer kit I don't have to ship, and it's night and day. I hate dealing with logistics and people losing packages. It's a whole nightmare, bro. So
yeah, listen, if you know, like I know, I'm not the drop shipping guy. Oh, shout out to Only the Funk. He bought a badge.
Hey, shout out to that.
Yeah, I'm not the drop shipping guy. I use Printful personally, and bro, the freedom, and I don't exercise this freedom enough, and I really feel bad for it. But at one point, like, you would have an idea for a shirt. Like, a shirt idea. You could easily just design it on the site. Like, I'm talking about like in 2 minutes. Like, you got it on the shirt, you selected it. Now it's on your site, and I put it in an ad, and you can just start selling it. Like, the whole thing might take you an hour. Maybe, and that's setting up the ad, and taking your time with it. So that's the benefit to Printful, and you never have to still, like, I don't have any shirts. Don't come to me looking for a shirt. I don't have none. They handle all that, the shipping. So the dope thing, you got Shopify, the person buys it, and then Printful is like, yo, we got your order, we'll let you know when it's fulfilled, and we'll let you know when it ships, and we'll let you know when the person gets it. Or you don't have to do anything.
Unless you do like the pre-sale method, which you see a lot of like influencers do. They'd be like, all right, we're going to do this one-time drop, which is something we probably should do, Oracle, because I got some cool ideas for shirts. Now I got time. Today I got time, because
you got time today, cuz.
Me and Oracle hired some new people for the business, and we're ahead. Hey, we're ahead.
Listen, we even showed up to this podcast 2 minutes early today.
Man, me and Oracle I know for a fact about 2-3 months ahead.
Yes.
Planning wise, so I got time to do all this stuff that I've been wanting to do. So we might have to do some drops. But what you do is you have a limited release, and then people buy it, and then you just say that I'm going to ship out on this date. So it gives you a leeway, right? So you can collect that money, take it to a printer, get all of those. So if you only sell a certain amount, then cool. That's the only thing you got to buy up front. And you'll see a lot of influencers do that. So that way it kind of,
Facts.
Yeah. He said, y'all on the up and up more than usual lately. Hey, man, good help.
Come on, man.
Good help. Good help.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very grateful for where we are, and come on, man. We expanding. We figuring it out.
Hey, sometimes you stumble upon, you work super hard, and you stumble upon these gems, and they pay off.
Facts. Let's see. Oh, I swear by Printful. Been with them for years. Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them at all. I'm mad at myself for not selling more stuff. I think I got maybe 3 shirts on my site. I got like a mug on my site. Just a couple of things. But as we talk about how easy it is to use Printful and how dope they are, I think my thing is just designs. But I mean, even stuff with like, the logo for loyalists on there. I gotta have more stuff like that because that's really what I sell the most is the Be Different, Be Dope shirts.
Ooh, if we did a UnQuantized like a merch, like some shirts, who would be interested? Because I got some fire joints in the tuck, and we might could do a little limited launch.
Hey, listen, if you'd be interested in some exclusive merch, some one-time drop, you could get it now or forever hold your peace type merch. Spam the hearts in the chat. Let us know.
Yeah, please let me know. Let's see. Ray-Bans 12 says, what would you say is the best way to get a placement for beats? My question for you is, what do you define as a placement? I mean, I got my idea, but I feel like some people have a different,
That's a really good counter question. And while we wait for him to answer, DJ Watson says, love my UnQuantized shirt, boy. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Young Umami chatted with her recently. She had
Young Umami
had on her UnQuantized shirt as we spoke. Had it on. I see Prentice rocking his joint all the time. Sandman rocking his joint all the time.
We gotta. I got some ideas to switch them up and make some dope ones. So I'm gonna start getting to more into merch thing. It's been on my mind to do this whole time is to do more merch stuff, and I just been so busy, bro. But now I got a little more time.
You gotta hype me on the merch stuff because you're the creative guy, and I know when you get into your merch bag is really exciting, and then that hypes me up because, like I said, what I sell most is the Be Different, Be Dope shirt. I designed that shirt the first day I got Printful because I got Printful, and I was like, I need to put something on here, and that was it. That was literally the first design, and I've only made a couple after that, so I'm trying to get excited again.
Hey, you know how we run the place, dog. We can do we can do it just like that.
Alley-oop.
Yeah, so let's go. All right.
Quintendo said every Friday. Come on, man. Every Friday. That's the uniform. Come on, man. Get that man a yay.
And some of y'all got the exclusive one from the live show. They got
That's a fact. That's a fact. Young Prentice got a live show joint. Love to rock mine. Yes, sir.
Let's see. Rory and Maul. Hi, Logie. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear her. She in the back screaming. Rory and Maul returned to the Joe Budden podcast.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Tough episode.
Yeah, tough episode.
Dog, I didn't finish it. I think it's a 3-hour episode. I might be 2 hours in this. I'm still cringing.
Yeah.
2 hours in. I'm like, I'll finish this tomorrow.
I'm cool. Oh, did you see what T-Pain had all these DMs from all these celebrities and didn't know that they went to a different inbox? You know how you got
he didn't know about the second inbox?
Bro, I ain't gonna front. I forget, bro. I had mad messages the other day, and I'm like, bro, I have not checked this joint in so long, dog. So I could see how you could miss that. Yeah. I check it maybe once a week. That trying to be so spammed up. It'd be like real shit in there, but it'd be so spammed. Would you like to get verified? A cartoon of your. Yeah, I'm like, yo, how do they get away with these? Like, what bots do they use?
Facts. Yeah, because they using the super bots. They got the Iron Man.
Let me figure out so I get everybody. Would you like sample packs? You want high quality loops?
Hello, my friend. My name is Trezor.
Yeah. Forex. Would you like to join for? I'm like, bro, leave me alone.
Facts. But yeah, that request inbox, I forget about it. And if you ever sent anything to me there and I didn't get to you, it's not my fault. It's just that there were a million messages above you telling me that they could promote my song and get it on major playlists everywhere.
Oh yeah, golly, I got to do better with my social media. That's the thing. Now that my schedule's kind of freed up a little bit and I got more time, I'm back on
help too.
Yeah, I'm back on the creative vibes. I'm gonna spend more time being creative, and I'm gonna spend time doing social media more. When I do it, bro, I'm good at it, bro. I have memes that are still circulating that I created.
Oh, facts.
Bro,
that Kanye West meme is still going hard.
Bro, I see that Kanye West meme all the time. The one with the Family Guy with the reason where it's like, not you, Shane. Right. That one goes crazy. And it's another one that I made And bro, I see it all the time. I'm like, that's so wild that I made these producer memes. No one has a clue. Nobody cares.
No, you
But
got a knack for it for sure.
But you know, it's just a time thing. So I'm gonna focus more on social media and just being more social networking the next couple weeks. Get back into my placement game. You know, so I'm excited.
Fire. Wait. Okay. I'm gonna say something and then I'm gonna ask a question. That's gonna determine where we go from it. So the memes that you made, amazing, great. Now, if we could just get people to stop going out of their way to get names off of memes.
Oh God, bro!
I've seen it with your memes. I've seen it with memes. There's a meme I did. Remember when the Tesla truck was talked about? And there's a meme that was like, "This is the beat I sent them," and it's a picture of the Tesla truck. It's like this is the lyrics they sent back, and it's a picture of like some hoopty.
Right.
That meme's still going. I remember I made that meme, and I don't know why I was surprised, but the meme is not proportioned because someone just went all out to cut the whole bottom off of the meme. And I'm like, who are the people that go the extra mile to take you off of the meme?
Bro, it happens. Bro, I've been putting it right in the middle. I just turned the opacity down. But then people still, they'll slap their logo over top of the middle of the joint. I'm just like, bro, y'all so desperate, man.
Yeah, y'all hating like shit. Yeah. So that's what I was going to talk about. So can we get into really social media? Because I got a beef with social media right now.
Oh, what's that?
Little transparency time here, bro. A little transparency. Outside of doing this podcast on Fridays, I hate Instagram.
Right no, I'm the same way.
My dog. I cannot stand
I feel like that dog was gonna go a different way.
It was about to. I heard. Come on. I've only had 1/3 of a drink, so it's still dog.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, man, and shout out to everybody from SoundOracle.net that helps with the social media. Shout out to Jennifer. Shout out to Realistic and all that stuff, because what it has done. And shout out to General Stanley McChrystal, team of teams. What it has done was help remove me from having to be on social media every day and having to post in real time and all that stuff, because the feed, I can't deal with the feed for the same reason I don't watch award shows or go to concerts. It just makes me want to work. I get the anxiety of not working, because face it, no matter what you're doing, if you're on your phone, you're not currently working at the time. So all I'm saying is work. Shout out to Rihanna. And always. I get this worker's anxiety. I don't even think that's a real thing, but that's what I call it. And you know, some people, like, they get depressed on social media. You know, they see people maybe excelling in places that you may be lacking, and I get that. That's terrible within itself. But the work anxiety shit is terrible too. So even though we're on here and we're like, yo, embrace social media, market, post, and all that stuff, all of that is true. Because as much as I hate social media, you see my account still post 3 times a day, relevant stuff to the producer community. But don't feel like you have to be on social media. And as hard as it is, get on there to do what it is you're going to do and get off. Yeah. Like, get off that joint. Don't get caught in the rabbit hole, because the first thing gonna show you is your best friend or like whoever's closest to you. You're gonna see their shit first. It pops up. What do I see? First thing I see, Trizza shit, Realistic, EA Ski, all the people I fuck with and talk to on a regular basis. So now you gotta scroll, because if I see Trizza, I know Realistic, I know EA Ski is next. And then guess what? You're gonna hit, for me, somebody doing some work, getting it in the studio. And I'm like, damn, I'm just trying to relax, trying to eat some vegan spaghetti or something. And now I feel like I got to go gas up the pace and get some work done. So just be mindful, man. And when you're not bored, or when you got free time, it's muscle memory to go click on Instagram or click on whatever it is. Find a substitute. I use Flipboard now for when I used to go to Instagram, and I look at Flipboard. I'm gonna find an interesting article, interesting topic. It used to be Stumble Upon for me, but then they took Stumble Upon away. That was the greatest website.
Oh yeah, that joint was fire.
Yeah, but find a substitute, man, because that shit it will mess with your mental. It'll dictate your day. And I know a lot of us are strong. I feel like I'm very disciplined. I'm disciplined enough to stay off of social media as much as I am, but just know it's designed to get you.
That's
so
right.
As long as you know that the thing that gives you enjoyment is also designed to trap you, and in some ways maybe make you not feel as good when you get off. Just be mindful of that. Find some substitutes and find better ways to do it. We always talk about later. If you got to post on social media all the time, which we suggest, schedule in advance. Use something like later.com. Yeah. So you can schedule your stuff for tomorrow and Wednesday and all that stuff. And you don't have to actually jump on Instagram to schedule because to post, because that's how you get caught.
Jamil, what up? My nephew up in here. What I was gonna say too is, what I have an issue with, bro, with social media, and I don't know if let me know if this is stupid. I have an issue with playing the game of social media, and what I mean by that, you ever see people and it's like a celebrity's birthday, and then you have a picture with that celebrity, and it's like they post a picture. For some reason, that bothers me, right? And I don't know if it's just I don't know. I get why that works. I understand, but it's just a selfishness about doing that all the time that it just I don't do it unless it's like the homie. But it's like it's certain celebrities that I know and I got pictures with, but I just wouldn't if it's their birthday. I don't know them like that to be posting pictures like this, so it feels weird to me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't know if I'm like overthinking it or it's just like what I mean, but I get why it's important to do that in the social media aspect. I get why people do it. So I'm not mad at it. It's just, for me, it's just always a weird thing. Like, oh man, do I post this? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I'm always weird about that, man. And it's like, I know how the game works. I know if I wanted to be great at it, I feel like I could do it. It's just playing the game. It's kind of awkward. You know what I mean?
That's a very good point. I feel the same as you, although you've been more vocal about that because you've been saying that for years. Every time you see it, I've heard you reiterate that, and that's true. I think it's I don't want to call it corny because for some people, in some instances, it's cool. Like for instance, if it's Khaled's birthday and Tim posts a picture with him and Khaled, it makes sense.
Right.
But you could kind of tell when there was a person that just was in a place where somebody was, and you happen to catch the flick. And even then, I can't be mad at you for posting it, but I feel like you feel. It feels a little. It feels a little flexy.
Busy says, I agree. Most people are posting for selfish, self-validating, and social proof instead of honoring the person in the photo. See, that's perfect. That's a perfect way of explaining it. And I'm just like, I didn't know if it was just me tripping. Like maybe I'm overthinking this, but it always feels weird about it.
Yeah. It's the game.
Yeah,
it's the game, and I like how you put that too. I don't like playing the social media game. I am with you on that 100%. Listen, I'm not the mental health expert, but just be careful. Just be careful of what you're looking at and what you taking in, or at least curb it. Or if you can't help it, change your feed. Start looking at things that make you feel good, that inspire you, and try to get rid of things that may give you some type of anxiety.
That's right. So Prentice said, and this is still with the social media, interesting point. He says, I honestly thought about getting a VA in the Philippines when I get big enough just to run my IG. Now I'm going to tell you, it's a great idea in concept.
Whoa. But
it's a big problem. And we've been there. The issue you're going to run into is music production is so niche that it's going to be hard for people when it comes to captions and figuring that stuff out. It's not going to be right. It's not going to be right. And you're going to keep running into that issue.
Yeah. And culture.
Yeah.
Culture is going to be a thing. Like Trizza was saying, music production is so niche that you have to really know about it to post the right stuff and say the right stuff. On top of that, the barrier before you even get to that is American culture. And depending on who you get from the Philippines, the culture between you all might be so different that wording or what looks good or sounds good to them, what they may think is appropriate, you may be like, why would you even
Right.
think about this? So I see where you're going, and I like how you're doing it. Once again, shout out to General Stanley McChrystal, team of teams. However, that culture is going to be a big barrier without a huge without a detailed SOP. And I ain't gonna get too nerdy, but a SOP is standard operating procedures. I'm big on SOPs. If you can get a detailed enough SOP, then you might be able to outsource it, but it's going to take you a little bit of time to get a rhythm with somebody that may be in a different culture in a different country.
That's why stuff like this, I'm trying to find somebody within the community. Like I want somebody to help me with social media, but I wanted them to be for the community because it's such a bruh. Me and Oracle make this joke all the time, right? We would try to get blog in the beginning, right? When we both starting our sites, we were trying to get blogs written, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would get a blog written, and it would be, and Oracle would get one, and it would be different people, and they would always say the same thing. Every time, bro, we get a blog written. And for anybody from India, Philippines, and no offense to them, like it's just the cultural thing, right? These are people who are not in music production trying to write stuff about music production. And they would always be like Bob Marley says, when music hits you, you feel no pain. No matter what it was about, bro. Every time that quote would be in there somehow. I'm like, yo, how do y'all keep going back to this?
Always. And then the product descriptions, you're going to always get crispy claps, snappy snares.
Snappy snares. You like, bro, if you don't get out of here.
If you don't get your misuse of adjectives and nouns about it, what are you doing, Slim?
Yeah, so that's the issue. But don't get it twisted. VAs are great. It's great, life-changing, but it's a learning curve and a certain amount of teaching you have to do to get everybody on the same accord.
Yes. Somebody said bring back the chronological timeline. I agree. Hivemon said later has done me wonders. We talked about it so much. Everybody get on that. And Boro says Harlem for sure.
Hey, shout out to Harlem.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, indeed. So I found something interesting, unless we have something in the chat. Let me pull this up.
Does Realistic do mixed critique consultations or something of the sort? I believe.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Go to SoundOracle.net, click on services, and click on mixing, and you'll see it in the pricing sheet for sure.
Sir. That's a good person to get a critique from.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to hit. I'm gonna figure out. I want to live stream, man. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but now I have more time, so I'm so glad. Now I got to figure out what to do with my time. I want to do a live stream, but I want to do it different. So I need to. I want to think of it like a show, like a TV show. Like what's gonna make this different, and then I need to figure out the logistic parts of it. But I do want to do some kind of feedback, kind of.
That'd be fine.
But I want it to be. Yeah, I want it to be entertaining though. I don't want to just do the exact same thing. I want to put the spin on it.
Hey, God had me on there a couple times.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I just got to figure out the logistics of like you hearing the music correctly, or whoever the guest is hearing the music correctly, and then like I see some people do a paid thing where it's like you can skip the line, and then free ones. It's all these like little variables that I got to figure out how exactly it would be done. So, but yeah,
facts. That's dope. Keep me posted.
Yeah,
and I promote it, all that good shit.
You ever consider streaming on Twitch? We have.
We need to. For sure.
Now
it's
I got
easier
more time.
now.
Yeah. We'll get to it. Yeah, we'll get to it.
So I saw something, and this resonated. Somebody might need to hear this. Kind of puts things into perspective, and it says that there are 7 C's to successful social media, and those 7 C's are community, content, curation, creation, connection, conversation, and conversion. All of those are super important. I'm just gonna read that list again. I'm not gonna go into all of them. I am gonna go into one, but just in case somebody needs to hear it, the 7 C's of successful social media strategy are community, content, curation, creation, connection, conversation, and conversion. The one that I will go in today because I have something else down here. And it's just basically saying that most successful people, or a lot of successful people on social media, have mastered the art of curation. And why I think all those C's are important, curation might be the saving grace for a lot of people in here, because we often talk about post content on a consistent basis. You may have something that you could post, but you're like, I can't post about that every day, or I can't post about that 3 times a week. And this is where curation comes into play. And what we mean by curation is just reposting other people's stuff. And there are benefits to that other than just keeping you consistent. The benefits to that are traffic. Like, for instance, with my page, at least once a day, I'm going to post a meme, if not twice a day. And the thing is, I love comedy, but memes are good curated content,
right?
Because people like memes, people click on memes, people share memes. Your page or your platform gets more traffic. And then there's also other things on there for people to look at to find out more about you. That's another thing too. Even though I might post a meme or two every day, my page is obviously not a meme page. It will never be confused for a meme page. And that's because in between the curated memes or whatever else I might post, there's different content in there. There's going to be these podcast clips. There's going to be tutorials. There's going to be blogs, all that type of stuff. And even outside of memes, just other dope like producer interviews and stuff. Like I'll repost, producer culture or producer grind or something like that, because they have really good content. And it's bigging them up. It's driving traffic to my site. Newer people get to check me out. And it also builds a good relationship with a lot of people. If you repost certain people on a regular basis and show them respect, you have some type of rapport with that person now. You know what I mean? Like, so with musician goods or producer culture or any of those people, I don't talk to them a lot. Shout out to Producer Grind. I've been on that show, but the rest of them, I don't talk to them a lot. But we have a rapport because I repost their stuff. And now in return, a lot of them repost my stuff, or the stuff that Realistic will do for SoundOracle.net. So curation is very, very important, especially if you don't know what to post. Just walk a fine line with not going all into just being one thing, but that's a good way for you to stretch out your content, be consistent, and drive some traffic.
No, that's facts. Yeah, that's a gem right there. Fiction says, I'm too afraid to go live, but I'm thinking about filming my hands while I am recording my songs.
That'll do it.
Yeah. I just
what you see hesitant
because I don't know if I would want to watch somebody's hands.
It depends on what. I think it depends on what I'm hearing as I'm watching the hands.
It's got to be entertaining, but I do feel like the key thing for live, what I'm understanding, is your personality, and that's what people like. And it's going to be hard for people to get your personality when you're not in front of the camera.
So wear rhinestone gloves.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to get them Thriller boys, you know what I mean? But here's we've been going live every Friday for years now, right?
5 years.
The key to going live is just having something to talk about in the cut. So we'll just be like, all right, we got if it's quiet, nothing going on, we're gonna talk about this. As long as I got that fail safe, I can do this all day. You know what I mean? Right. It just I think people get nervous about the, you know what I mean? The quietness, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it might work. I'm just saying, if you look at Twitch, you look at YouTube, I watch a lot of the gaming stuff. It's certain people who play with no face cam and they do well, but they're so entertaining that it carries them. And then there's certain people with the face cam and it just works because you get that visual. You feel like you're playing games with your homie. You know what I mean? So
good point.
That's what I would take that in consideration.
Paint some faces on your nails. That's pretty creative. Shout out to Quentin. That's hilarious.
Quentin don't funny, yo. He be having the worst.
Low key kind of smart. If you could pull it off.
Let's see. Dwight says I bought Been Trappin 6 at 7:46 this morning. Trizza, is that you playing some piano? The kicks and 808s are dumb crazy. Good job, fellas.
Hey.
Yeah. It depends on what it is. We also got my brother Young Chambers helped out with this joint.
Yes, indeed. Shout out.
Hey,
man, we went.
I'm proud of my bro, man.
Yeah,
he got a big record coming out. I'm so happy for him. Young KSI, 21 Savage, and Future. And then I think he might got the Lil Durk one too. I can't remember.
Just out here winning, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, hey, come to death row. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That is a fact. Wait, I had something else in my notes, or did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I got a short list of notes today, and we got some questions though. We actually got some questions in here. Hold on. Muscular Clouds. That's
a wild name.
That name is wild shit, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Hold on, I gotta get myself.
My ring pump.
Damn, Muscular Cloud. They made the regular Cumulus joints. That's a fact.
Nimbus fool.
Okay.
What y'all got on my condensation?
Wow. What you got on my condensation? Hold on. Meteorology jokes. All right, Muscular Cloud says, can I benefit from ditching digital parametric EQs and using channel strips? Also, can y'all touch on EQ use prior to VSTs? Okay. What I guess my question for you would be, why would you ditch the digital parametric EQs for channel strips? I want to know what your exact reasoning is. And the second part of your question is, can y'all touch on EQ use prior to VSTs? I guess that means prior to effects.
Okay. I was like, wait, what?
Right, like, wait, you gonna put an EQ before your instrument? You can't do that.
You just low pass in the air.
There you go. But my thing is, when it comes to EQs, to answer the second part of your question, when it comes to EQs, like using them prior to effects and after effects, and Realistic could explain this better, but to me, it's to just keep the sound the way I want it. It's to shape the sound the way I want it and to keep it a certain way. Like, for instance, if I put an EQ on something to get it to sound a certain way, when I throw a VST on it, it's going to change the sound. And any way that it changes the sound that goes against the way I wanted it to sound after that other EQ, I'm going to use that EQ to bring it back or to enhance maybe what was added from the previous VST. So EQs to me, in a nutshell, are just to shape the sound, and in a lot of instances when you use it after a VST, is to keep the sound within a certain area of confinement that I predefined before I used it. I know that was a bit wordy, but I hope you get what I'm saying.
Cumulonimbus, fool.
I got a triple word score on that joint, bro.
Hey, man, I watched a lot of Bill Nye growing up and Mr. Wizard, so you know what I mean? We stalag tight over here, cuz.
Stalag. You know I'm gonna go and give you an air horn for that. That's a dad joke. You gotta go tell that to Logie.
Oh, man.
Quintendo says bust and win. That's a fact. That's what you do with that EQ before the instrument.
Yo, being on the internet, you see some wild screen names, bro. I'm telling you, people be having some wild names.
Facts, though. Facts.
Man. Oh, bro, this is you brought up the dad joke thing. I just had to bring up a pain point in my life right now.
What?
So my daughter is into Kids Bop and it's driving me crazy. Y'all know I hate karaoke, right? Kids Bop, it's all it's like all the fun is taken out of every record, and it's horribly produced. It drives me so, bro. Y'all pray for me, dog, because if I had to hear about milkshakes on ice instead of champagne on ice one more time, I'm gonna fight somebody, dog.
Bro, I'm not riding with that.
Bro, it's terrible, dog. So yeah, if y'all got kids, y'all feel me. You know what I mean?
Milkshakes on ice.
Young Brandon, what up, bro?
Brandon, what up?
Yeah, we gotta get Brandon on some stuff, man. He too cold. The keyboard game is too cold with that one. to not be making
yes.
some.
I'm familiar with his work. Faux show.
He said he got to get the pack. I appreciate you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to make a good mix and master on basic plugins, for example, those available in Ableton? Is it?
1,000,000%, Maury. 1,000,000%. Yes, indeed. Often you don't need third-party plugins to do what you think is possible. Like, look, they look good. Don't get me wrong. They may have a few more bells and whistles, depending on the plugin and depending on what you need. But for the most part, 95% of the time, you can get it done with stock plugins for sure. Right. And that's not just Ableton. Even though I'm Ableton gang, Ableton got dope stock plugins, but every DAW at this point has dope stock plugins. Yeah. You know, it's like store brand food. You know, what was you talking about? The Dr. Thunder?
Dr. Thunder.
It's going to taste like Dr. Pepper.
It's close enough.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, you know. Yeah.
With the Pringles, you know, you might not get all the seasoning. You know how they season the one side of the Pringle. You might not get all of it. You know what I mean? But yeah. It's going 90% is going to be a Pringle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You might get sour cream, less of a onion taste. You know, you might get a lot of salt, not that much vinegar.
You know what I mean?
But hey. Not that much Q. But listen, it's technically all there.
It's there.
It's technically all there. A filter is a filter. For the most part, you're right. Unless a filter is super different in some type of way, a filter is a filter, bro.
That's right. Facts. Man, people bag on Ableton for mastering. I don't know why. I had a guy tell me never master in Ableton. I don't know.
That guy was a master of none.
Bruh, I didn't heard people make fire on the horriblest of DAWs. So, I mean, I think it's just all about, I think it's more about knowing how the stuff works than it is about the DAW.
Yeah.
Because if you know how EQ works, you could probably mix and level out something way better than somebody who has neutron, ozone, all this stuff that will help them. And just knowing how to EQ better than other people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So.
Someone says, I agree. I use Serato Studio. I just read that comment because there's not many people out here that talk about Serato Studio. I personally like Serato Studio, but it's a sleeper of a DAW. And I wouldn't say it's a full DAW. It's just fun to use, but shout out to you for using Serato Studio.
Yeah, shout out to that.
Any Bitwig users in here? I'm just joking. I know you're not. I know no.
What is this, 2010?
No.
Let's see. I've seen someone get the job done in Adobe Audition. Yo, my brother until recently was using Adobe Audition, and it would drive me crazy. Every time I talked to him, I was like, bro, please switch to Ableton. But he was killing it.
And he finally switched.
He finally switched, but he was killing it in Audition. So, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. When we were on that Zoom last week, and I looked at the screen when he shared the screen, I was so happy to see Ableton because I know what you told me he currently used, and I'm surprised he's not in here today. Shout out to B man, but I was so happy to see Ableton set up pretty good. By the way,
thanks. How do I get better at melodies? Oh, that's a good question.
Okay. 2 schools of thought going off the top. Follow me now. Number 1, if you have chord progressions, if you know chord progressions, or if you get something like Ben Trappin 6 that has chord progressions, you can make melodies based off of those chord progressions. And what I mean by that is if you have a decent chord progressions, you have now a certain set of notes that you know are going to work. So at least if you can't come up with the because when it comes to melodies and chords and music, it's going to be pitch and sequence of event and note duration. So let's just say the pitch part, if you have a chord progression already, you know what all the pitches are going to be or anything within that scale. And then you only have to focus on the second part, which is going to be the actual pattern of what you're playing. The second tip I would give for that, study. Depending on the type of music you want to make, I'll just throw this out as an example. Study current music, study the melodies of what's going on there. Are they dense melodies? Are they really spaced out? is a lot of stuff being played in a higher octave or a mid octave. Just take notes and then apply what you've learned and then put your own twist on it. That's my 2 suggestions for how to make better melodies.
My 2 is sing. Even if you can't sing, like try to, because you want people to be able to remember that melody. And if they can't sing it, you know what I mean? Then it's probably not that catchy. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And then learn how to layer sounds like melody and counter melody, like give space in between. Because I think a mistake, and I used to do it all the time, is I would try to put too much into stuff. And really space is like one of the greatest things that you could do towards music. So knowing how to use space as an instrument is almost just as important as learning how to play an instrument, to me.
That's a fact. And that goes back to a tip that we always talk about is get some acapellas and put on acapellas when you make music. It'll have that voice on there taking up a certain amount of space. And if you build around that, you have less of a tendency to overcludder your beat.
I might go update my acapellas this weekend. Hey, I got time. I'm caught up.
Come on, bro.
I'm doing stuff I ain't did that in years.
That's fine, bro. I just put like a new 7 in my joint last week, but that's a fun joint. I might do that tonight.
And bro, I use the same one for everything, which is future commas. Bro, that is my go-to because when Fruity Loops, I might not know how to do it, but when Ableton, you could just drag it over and it just warp and it's just kind of locked. Fruity Loops, you kind of gotta manipulate a little bit more. So I just got them set in the way I name it is. This is the original BPM, and it ends at 121. Right. So I know no matter what I drag it in, if I drag that joint over to 121, it's going to be exact. Bro, I use that for every R&B beat, commas. Country beat, commas.
Oh, yeah. Hey, get a method. And Ableton, I make a whole track. I warp them, I crop them, make a whole track, name everything properly, save the whole track. Then I save them individually as waves. And I save them as clips. You know what I mean? But once you get them, save them and get a method, like Trisha said. Like if it ends at a certain point with the OG version, where you need to drag it to when you want to change it.
This is a good question. How do you learn different genres?
Listening, man. Listening. I listen to a ton of different genres, and I don't really think. There's some learned stuff, and then there's some inherent stuff that's just in you. Like if you want to get into another genre and it's not really your bag, you can listen and you can study. But for me, a lot of genres that I gravitate towards, like they just speak to me. Like Nigerian funk, like French lounge music. For some reason, like old Italian gangster soundtracks or old Italian spaghetti western soundtracks or stuff like that. They just kind of speak to me, and I just want to keep listening more. And then I just take stuff from it. Certain chord progressions might be dope, or certain instruments they use might be dope. But really, the best way to get into different genres, man, is just listen. And certain things are going to speak to you.
Yeah, I think it's just understanding, like we always say with plugins, it's understanding the why, right? So it's like, what BPMs are they using? Right. So most songs, most genres are going to be in a certain range. Then what instruments are they using? All right. If I'm going to make country, I'm going to assume it's going to be pianos, guitar, more acoustic kind of drums. So that's when I'm like, all right, cool. So I need that. Then it's like, all right, what chord progressions are common? So it's like, all right, I'm going to figure out those. And then kind of
BPMs are common.
Yeah. It's like, then from there, you can kind of figure out how to get there if you have some kind of music, ability. But I mean, that's an experiment, man. Just listen. Try to take what is working and then try to, flip it and embellish it and put your spin on it.
That's a fact. A lot of it is R&D, man. Research and development.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Brazilian jazz go hard.
Facts.
Yeah. Brazil be with the music slaps everything. Facts. Valley funk slaps.
Facts. It's some Brazilian prog rock that's fire. It's some Japanese soul.
Oh, they good. They cold, bro. They cold with it, bro.
Man, listen. Fire. You wouldn't even know you were listening to Japanese soul until you just like saw the cover or saw the artist.
It's wild how soul is like it just like when you get it right, you get it right. Cause what's the dude? I didn't know he was white until like I was older. I was like, wait.
Might be Bobby Caldwell.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I saw the video. I'm like, wait, what is going on?
Say, what?
Is this dude doing karaoke?
Not karaoke.
But yeah,
hilarious.
How do you get better at drum patterns?
All right, I'm not going to be the broken record on this show, but apparently I am. Okay, I'm going to reiterate what I just said about a few other things, but then I'm going to give a gem because I don't feel like just reiterating stuff. But study, emulate, and then innovate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, study drum patterns. Once again, are they dense? What type of snares are they use? How, you know, just everything that you might want to know, and study it. Now, for everyone that uses Ableton, I'm going to give a super duper Ableton gem. Ooh. If you have a bunch of drum patterns that you've either emulated or made up, or a combination of them all, like I'll have a track with a couple of them on there. Let's say 5 or 6, right? MIDI. And then I'll use follow actions. So what a follow action does, it says, play this clip, and then after a certain duration of time that I set, either go to the next clip or go to a random clip, or it's just a whole bunch of shit that you could do. So if you got 5 or 6 drum patterns, MIDI drum patterns going, you put all of them on follow action and just set it to like go to random or go to other. You hit play on one, it starts playing. After the duration, switches to a random, switches. Now you have drum patterns just being randomized and made. We did a couple videos where I used that method because you saw how my setup was. We need a drum pattern. Wow. And you don't even realize the video will be a minute long and the drum pattern never repeats. It's if you're not paying attention, you don't realize it, but you're like, yo, this drum pattern never repeated. And that was through the use of follow actions and Ableton, using that very same method I just talked about.
Now, okay, I have a solution, but I don't want to be Pluggy McPlugson, right? But here's what I'm gonna figure out a way to make it all work, right? So I have a kit. It was like a little release. It's called Drum Pattern Builder, right? Get that joint, right? And what that does is, I got 808 patterns, it's got kick patterns, hi-hat patterns, all that stuff, right? And you could drag them in there, right? And what it does is, like, say you're used to doing one hi-hat pattern, having a different one will kind of sway you in doing different stuff or different snare patterns, right? So you get that, and then you get bench trapping 6 because the drums on there is stupid. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then your drums is gonna be cold-blooded. You know what I mean? No Sub-Zero. You know what I mean? No Reptile. You know what I mean? All Mortal Kombat though.
Facts.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. That's some tips.
Been trapping 6 day.
Definitely been trapping 6 day. And since we've said been trapping 6, it's almost time to wrap this thing up. Actually, it is time to wrap this thing up. So hold on. I think we got one more question. Hold on.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah. I don't want to deny anyone.
Y'all can't deny it.
Wait, we answered that one. Bear with me.
DL, what up, bro? Thank you for checking in. Checking in from Sacramento. Sacktown was popping.
Sac, what up? Sacramento. Most people don't know. Capital of California.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Bro, how did
I remember that from like 6th grade.
Bro, I've definitely lived in California. What is going on?
Let me double check that. Hold on. Alexa, what's the capital of California?
No, I think you're correct, but it's just sad on my part.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm ashamed of myself.
Hey, the 6th grade geography classes stuck with me.
Like I said, I watched a lot of Bill Nye, not Carmen Sandiego as much. You know what I mean?
So Beats Music has a good question. This is a really good question. Corday's album has 4 songs as an appetizer or a pre-album drop. A great strategy or not? Your thoughts?
Go
ahead.
I'm just okay. So is it like basically he just dropped the EP.
That's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm assuming.
Okay.
He's saying. I'm not mad at the EP strategy.
Yeah.
I like it better if I feel like there's really an album coming, or if there's really an album coming, not like 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not mad at that, because as an artist, you have fans. Fans want to hear music, so you got to keep them fed. Sometimes it's not a full course meal. Sometimes it's just a snack. But Beats Music, you actually use the word appetizer, and that's appetizer is something little that you eat as you wait on your meal. So as long as there's a meal coming, I think it's really a great strategy. However, don't drop 4 EPs, one a year for me, and never do a full length album. Then I don't like it.
I think now it's just getting in front of people, man. Like, I don't know, you probably don't know much about Blueface. Like, I don't know much about him as the rapper, but
Blueface, baby,
he's got something dropping, because he's every time I turn on the TV, I've seen him somewhere. On YouTube, he was on Twitch the other day. I'm just like, bro, it's something's popping up. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think that's kind of like how you release music. It's not just like how it used to be of like, all right, I'm gonna hype this one thing up. It's like, I just got to get attention and get in front of people as much as possible. Yeah. So if it's dropping an EP, if it's getting on streams, if you know what I mean, they all kind of add up.
Attention spans are very low now. So yeah, you got you gotta stay on people's minds. You gotta stay relevant. You gotta stay consistent. That's why we talk about posting on social media consistently, doing this, that, and the third. Consistency is key, and releasing music is no different. You don't always have to wait. You don't always have to wait until you have 14 songs together. If it's been a while for you, you may need to throw out 4 songs or something, a single or something, just to keep yourself in the minds of people and let them know that you're still alive and you're still around.
Let's see. What up, fam? Are cassette and orchestra pit packs royalty free?
Cassette is, orchestra pit is not.
Yeah. Don't let that scare you away. Ain't
nothing but
if you get the placement, email.
If you get the placement, you got a placement.
Hey.
Yeah, and ain't nothing but an email away. It's just not a no headache. No headache.
Let's see. What are the 3 best production techniques in the last 5 years? Ooh,
that's where we're about to close the show.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I might have to borrow this from another podcast. That'd be a great topic for next week.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of the ones, because we about to end, that it's like, I want to give it time. Yeah, that's a good question though.
Oh, we didn't get to our headphone topic either. We can talk about that next week.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it was something last week I was supposed to talk about too, and I forgot. Oh, real quick. I remember. So I got a placement. Shout out to Cam Wallace, signed to Motown. Shout out to homie.
That song is incredible.
Hey, appreciate it, man. It's dope because Cam's the homie. I was doing this, like how we say build with an artist and stuff like this. I'm doing these records out the love. Like, Cam is the homie. Like, I got a lot of respect for Cam. So, I'm just making music with the homie. He signs a deal with Motown. So I end up, his first project, I think it was an EP. I did half of it. And this project, this about to come out, I did, I think, half of it again. And so it was one of those times. So I had a whole issue with, I would name beat something, and then the artist would write their songs as that, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember Diego's like, bro, you just got to start numbering them. Don't give them names like that, because they're going to take it. And a lot of times they don't pull it off. You get what I'm saying? This is one of the few times that I named a beat something and it came a great song. So the name of the beat, when I sent it to him, was called We Made It Ho. And
so
that was the name of the beat.
So he just got rid of the ho. You were
no. If you listen to the explicit version, I don't know if on the explicit version, but he says it on the song. It's like, we made it ho.
But the title, they took the ho out.
Yeah.
The title.
But yeah, that's exactly how I named it. And it was one of the few times where I've sent a beat to somebody and they made a song based off what I named it. Because I'd be trying to name them wild stuff. That's how I think. It's like, I want it to be so weird that when you see it, it's like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it actually worked out. I got a placement from naming the beat something wild, and it became the hook. You know what I mean? So Shout out to Cam, man.
Happens, man.
Yeah.
And that song is fire. I posted about it yesterday in my stories.
Appreciate that, man.
Says on repeat. Also, man, shout out to Cam. He said some really he posted a picture and said some really flattering stuff about us the other day too.
That was love.
I thought that was really dope, man. Cam's just a stand-up guy, man. Once again, that song y'all did, fucking incredible. If you haven't heard it, man, check out Cam Wallace. We Made It, produced by Young Trizza. Fire. I got it on repeat all weekend. It's actually been on repeat all week, but it'll be on repeat all weekend. My brother, young DJ MacGyver,
what up?
Hey man, it's about to be the end of the show, but thank you for coming by. Always good to see you here. I was about to ask where you were, bro. So listen, and since I said the word bro, that means it's time to close the show. So I think it goes without asking, but Young Trizza, you got anything you want to talk about?
Ben Trappin MF6. Okay. Y'all got, man, me and Oracle, we put a lot of work into this. We're actually early. This is the first time we finished a pack and not been working on it like days before it's supposed to drop. We've actually been finished for a while now.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, we did more on this pack than we've done towards other packs in less time. That could only mean we're getting better. And I'm not gonna make this a long thing, but I talked about last week and the week before that and the week before that, the benefits of having somebody or a group of people to share knowledge with back and forth. You all get better individually, you all get better together. And now look at us. We made it to the point where we're early on shit. We doing more with less work. And it's all from just sharing information and working together, you know?
But yeah, Ben Trappin 6. I think it's I'm guessing on the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's like 182 one shots.
Yes, it is.
It's 26 melody loops, which are all crazy.
Yes.
And we threw in the MIDI. Normally we would do it like a deluxe and all that kind of stuff. We was like, yeah, we're gonna keep it concise.
Kept it straight.
So we kept it straight. And we wrote an ebook about being productive, getting the most out of being a producer in your time, which is super important. So we wanted to be different. You know, we could have did something else or did another pack to go with it, but I felt like, I mean, we talked about it and we was like, yo, this would probably be the most helpful thing. So,
that's a fact. Bro, yeah. Not only did we put out the pack in record time, we wrote a book.
Come on, man.
A book.
Come on, man.
I don't want to make it sound like War and Peace, but like I said, there's a few pages. We wrote a book.
And we are not the copy people.
No, we're not. We're not, but damn it, we wrote a book.
Yeah. So, please check it out. Please support the fam. We don't ask for much, you know what I mean? But go check out Ben Trappin 6. Fiction says, where's the book? It's inside of Ben Trappin 6. So if you caught Ben Trappin 6, it is in there.
Thanks.
For the free ski.
Thanks. Yo, my brother. So listen, man. You don't even have to ask me what it is to talk about. All I'm talking about is Ben Trappin 6. If you hit me this weekend, if you have my number, I'm answering the phone. Ben Trappin 6. That's what time it is. All week, all weekend. Ben Trappin 6. Ben Trappin 6. And before we close the show, I would like to let you know and let everybody else know this has officially been the fastest selling kit to date, bro. We have reached records, and by this time, normally on a release day, we looking lovely, but this joint is going. It's something different about this. I know it's a fan favorite, but I gave you a little update earlier, and we are, bro, it's out of here, bro.
I feel like you know who Mr. Hotspot is?
No,
he's like a dude on Instagram. He'll eat a sandwich. He'd be like, delicioso. That's how I feel about the kid going crazy.
That's a fact, man. But it's only going crazy because, like I said, it's a fan favorite, and everyone, you all seem to love it, and everyone that's been copping it has nothing but praise for it. So, man, shout out to. Hold on. Shout out to you guys, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Did I froze? Yeah, on mine on IG you froze.
Hold on. Let me unfroze myself. Bam. There we go. No more frozen. Okay, for real though, we're gonna close out the show. Listen. Thank you all for coming here, man. I hope we gave you all some gems. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us over the weekend. And with that being said, once again, it's been another episode